You know, we often think of food as just something we eat to fill our stomachs. But what if I told you that every bite we take is a statement of our values? It's like casting a vote for the kind of world we want to live in. When we sit down to eat, we're not just nourishing our bodies. We're also making choices that ripple out into the world, impacting animals, the environment, and even the people who produce our food. This is where the ethical implications of our food choices come into play, especially when we consider the benefits of a plant-based diet. Let's dive into the heart of the matter: animal agriculture. It's a system that raises billions of animals under conditions that most of us would find horrifying if we knew the details. Imagine being crammed into a tiny cage, unable to move, deprived of the chance to engage in any natural behaviors. This is the reality for many cows, pigs, and chickens in factory farms. The sheer confinement is staggering, and the mental and physical suffering these animals endure is often unimaginable. They're raised in environments where they're genetically manipulated to grow faster and larger, only to be slaughtered long before they reach their natural lifespan. It raises a tough ethical question. Is it right to subject sentient beings to such suffering for our food when we have the plant-based alternatives that can provide the nutrition we need? Now, let's zoom out and look at the environmental implications of our food choices. Animal agriculture is a massive contributor to environmental degradation. We're talking about deforestation on a grand scale, with rainforests being cleared to make way for livestock grazing and feed crops. The reality is that raising animals for food requires an astronomical amount of water, land, and energy compared to growing plants directly for human consumption. And let's not forget about greenhouse gas emissions. Livestock farming generates significant amounts of methane and nitrous oxide, both potent contributors to climate change. So when we think about sustainability and our responsibility to the planet, it's hard to justify a diet that heavily relies on animal products. Then there's the human cost of industrial animal farming. Many workers in slaughterhouses and meat-packing plants face dangerous, exploitative conditions. These jobs are often low-paying, and the workers, many of whom are immigrants, are vulnerable to exploitation. They work in environments where safety is a luxury, not a standard, and communities near these industrial farms often suffer from pollution caused by animal waste. It's a stark reminder that our food choices have ethical implications that extend beyond animals and the environment. They also affect the very people who bring that food to our tables. So what's the alternative? A plant-based diet offers a pathway to reduce suffering, promote sustainability, and foster fairness. By choosing plant-based foods, we can decrease the demand for factory-farmed animal products, which in turn reduces the number of animals subjected to inhumane treatment. It's a moral choice that aligns with values of compassion and respect for all living beings. When we embrace a plant-based lifestyle, we're not just making a dietary choice. We're making a statement about the kind of world we want to create. And let's talk about the environmental benefits. A plant-based diet has a significantly lower environmental footprint. It helps mitigate climate change, conserves water, and protects biodiversity. When we choose plants over animal products, we're actively participating in the fight against deforestation and habitat destruction. We're recognizing our duty to protect the planet and conserve resources for future generations. It's about making choices that reflect our commitment to sustainability. But it doesn't stop there. A plant-based diet also promotes fairness and justice. By reducing our reliance on animal agriculture, we can help alleviate some of the ethical issues related to worker exploitation in the meat industry. We can support ethical supply chains that prioritize fair wages and safe working conditions. Plus, plant-based diets are more resource efficient, contributing to global food security. Imagine a world where we grow crops directly for human consumption rather than feeding them to livestock. It could significantly reduce hunger and improve food access, especially in low-income countries. Now, I know that shifting to a completely plant-based diet might seem daunting, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can start where you are. Maybe you participate in Meatless Mondays or try to incorporate more plant-based meals into your week. Every small step counts. Even reducing your overall consumption of animal products can have a meaningful impact on animal welfare, environmental sustainability, and your health. And let's not forget about ethical consumerism. Look for labels that reflect your values, like certified organic, fair trade, or humane certified. These labels can guide you toward making choices that support sustainability, animal welfare, and social justice. Ultimately, it's about aligning our food choices with our values. Take a moment to reflect on how your eating habits impact animals, the environment, and other people. Ethical eating isn't just about personal health, it's about considering the broader consequences of our choices. So, as you sit down to eat your next meal, think about what you're really supporting with that food. Are you casting a vote for compassion and justice, or are you contributing to a system that perpetuates suffering? The power is in your hands. Every bite can be a step towards a more compassionate, sustainable, and just world. Let's make those choices count.